employee with that state agency is actually encouraging prostitution.
So this infuriates me because the issues with CPS have been going on for quite a while. The state of Texas has been in court. I know Greg Abbott has been in court for, I think, 13 years. There's been a federal judge that has been trying to hold him accountable. Her name is Judge Janice Jack, who's been doing her best. But Greg Abbott and the Republicans have been dragging their feet. And I take issue with Randy because I doubt he'll mention it, but the issue with CPS is that Texas, like Florida and several other GOP-run states, are trying to outsource CPS. So when they're outsourcing, they are not using state employees. They are paying private organizations and having contracts with nonprofits. In Texas, the nonprofits are frequently Christian nonprofits. I think that's where the last incident occurred. And if I remember correctly, the owner was, I believe a Republican donor. So they outsource all of this stuff to other entities for, I believe, multiple reasons. One, because they don't want to they don't want to pay state employees because that means they have to pay for insurance, benefits, healthcare, that kind of stuff. They don't want employees. They don't want Texans, having a pension and being able to live off of the state with a job like they should. But they do want to send that money to their buddies and to their donors. And when they have, I know they've done in the past, they will outsource to organizations outside of the state. And you can hear now that this particular incident, the child is staying in a hotel here in the city, I'm assuming. But for a while, they were like in CPS buildings, like stacked up, like a bunch of kids. And Judge Janice Jack was like, okay, I need to know what's going on with these kids. Where are they? Where's the documentation on these kids? And they didn't have them. There's been significant issues. The court case has been going on for 13 years, maybe 14 now. And Janice Jack was just removed from the case because she was trying to charge or fine the state $100,000 per day until they got the documentation to her that she requested. And again, I think this was about specific incidents, possibly abuse. They don't have it. So the person that Randy Wallace described as an employee of the state is probably a contractor from one of these privatized organizations. Now remember, when they wanted to track down trans kids, they were absolutely using, state employees to do that. And that's probably the only time you hear the Republicans talking about CPS was when they were going after trans kids. That was it. You don't hear about anything else. So again, Florida, I think Tennessee, Kentucky, maybe New Mexico, all of these Republican-run states are all trying to outsource and privatize their friends and donors and Christian organizations. So rather than pay Texans a living wage with benefits, they would rather put these children in dangerous positions. So if Texans want to see changes with CPS, just like they do with natural disasters, they've got to start voting these Republicans out. They do not want to spend money with the state. They want to spend money with their friends. And the faster everybody figures it out, the better. And I don't know if Randy's going to report on this again, but he loves to leave out information just like he does with bail. He leaves out things, big things. Like, who is this person? Who are they employed by? Are they a full-time employee? Are they a part-time employee? Are they a contractor? So it's all bullshit and it's all a game. And Texas Tribune, I believe, has reported on this the most. But it's a bunch of bullshit. And Republicans swear that they care about kids. They fucking don't. They fucking don't. So remember, they don't want to fund Texas CPS. just like they don't want to fund the things that could help mitigate disasters. Meanwhile, they boast about $24 billion surpluses every year. Why is that? What are they doing? Why aren't they doing something useful with that surplus?